All right, welcome to this explainer on the financial rules of thumb. Personal finance often feels like it's all about complex math, endless spreadsheets, and just overwhelming calculations. But the truth is, building lasting wealth is much more about simple, consistent discipline guided by highly practical rules of thumb. So today we're going to break down these golden rules into a structured, really easy to follow guide that anyone can apply to their life right away.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're looking at buying cars and houses, the protection first rule, investing and asset allocation, managing your total debt, and finally, the ultimate master budget. Let's just get right into it.
Section 1. Buying cars and houses. Mastering large lifestyle expenses.
These massive lifestyle purchases, they literally have the power to make or break your financial future. To help us picture this, we're going to use a hypothetical guy named Rishabh. Let's say he's earning exactly 1 lakh rupees a month. Now, when it comes to buying a car, you absolutely need strict guardrails, otherwise that vehicle ends up owning your finances, instead of the other way around. So enter the 24-10 rule, plus a really handy 50 rule. Here's the breakdown. You put down a minimum 20% down payment. Why? To prove you've got solid saving habits. Next, your loan duration should never ever exceed 4 years. Then, your car EMI is capped at a maximum of 10% of your monthly income. And the big one? The overarching golden limit, the total value of the car should never be more than 50% of your annual household income.
Okay, let's plug Rishabh into this formula. He makes 1 lakh a month, right? So that's an annual income of 12 lakhs. Applying that 50% rule, the absolute maximum he should spend on a car is 6 lakhs. Simple. Then, the 20% rule means he needs a 1.2 lakh down payment up front. As for his maximum monthly EMI, that's kept strictly between roughly 10,000 and 11,900 rupees. If Rishabh sticks to these guardrails, he gets a car he loves, for sure, but he doesn't sacrifice his financial freedom to get it.
All right, moving from cars to homes. Look, buying a house is deeply emotional for most of us, but the 3-20-30-40 rule is kind of perfect for balancing that emotional pull with strict financial discipline. First up, the total house value shouldn't be more than 3 times your annual income. Second, your loan tenure capped at 20 years, max. Third, your EMI shouldn't eat up more than 30% of your monthly income. And finally, you really want to aim for a minimum 40% down payment straight from your personal savings.
So what does this mean for Rishabh? With his 12 lakh annual income, the strict 3x rule puts his target house value right at 36 lakhs, and his monthly EMI is firmly capped at 30,000. Now, depending on favorable interest rates, if he strictly follows the 20-year tenure, that 30% EMI limit, and manages to bring that massive 40% down payment to the table, well, the total value rule can actually flex a bit. He could potentially stretch that total house value safely up to about 55 lakhs. But the key takeaway here, these numbers are a safety net. They protect him from becoming house poor.
Section 2. The Protection First Rule. Defending your wealth.
Listen, here is the brutal truth. Before we even think about growing our money in the stock market or buying flashy assets, we absolutely have to play defense. Defense always comes before offense. We like to call this the BUY rule, and it's basically an unbreakable sequence of financial defense. Step 1 is term insurance. You need coverage of 10 to 15 times your annual income, plus any liabilities. Just making sure your family is safe if the unthinkable happens. Step 2, health insurance. This is vital to protect against medical poverty. One massive hospital bill can literally wipe out decades of savings. Step 3 is building an emergency fund with up to 6 months of living expenses. Only after, and I mean absolutely only after checking off steps 1, 2, and 3, do you arrive at step 4, which is investing and retirement planning. You strictly need term, health, and an emergency fund before you even touch the stock market.
Section 3. Investing and asset allocation. Growing your wealth.
So once your safety net is firmly in place, it is time to shift gears. Time to play offense and start multiplying that hard-earned money. And to do that, you really only need to know one number, 72. This single number, the rule of 72, is honestly the ultimate magic mathematical formula in personal finance. It instantly calculates exactly when your investment is going to double. It's incredibly simple, but it is super powerful for setting your expectations. By simply dividing 72 by your expected annual rate of return, you get the exact number of years it's going to take to double your money. Say you put your money in a fixed deposit, assuming maybe an 8% return. Well, 72 divided by 8 is 9, so it takes 9 years to double. But think about an aggressive stock market portfolio at, say, 15%. 72 divided by 15 means your wealth doubles in under 5 years. That is a huge difference. It vividly illustrates why taking calculated risks in equities can just drastically accelerate your wealth timeline.
But that obviously begs the question,
how much of your money should actually go into the high-return, high-risk stock market versus safe, reliable assets? Well, here is a really fantastic rule of thumb. It's the asset allocation formula. Just take the number 100 and subtract your current age. Whatever number you get, that is the exact percentage of your total portfolio that should be invested in equity.
Let's look at this concept in action. For a 35-year-old, 100 minus 35 is 65. That clearly tells us that 65% of their investments should be targeting high-reward equities. The other 35%, that acts as a stabilizing anchor in safe, predictable debt instruments, like fixed deposits or government bonds. And the beauty of this is that as you get older, that safe debt percentage naturally grows to protect all the wealth you've successfully built over your lifetime.
Section 4. Managing your total debt. Setting daily limits. Now, growing wealth is exciting, no doubt about it. But we have to make absolutely sure that everyday debt isn't just slowly, silently draining all of our progress behind the scenes. We need daily limits. So this brings us to a major overarching rule. Remember earlier we talked about capping your car loan at 10% and your home loan at 30%? Well, if you add those up, you're at 40% already. So here is your crucial safety valve, the 36% total EMI rule. Even if you follow the car and house rules individually, your total combined EMIs across all your loans, car, house, personal, must absolutely never swallow more than 36% of your monthly paycheck. Doing this leaves a healthy 64% of your income completely free to, actually fund your life and your savings. And when we talk about everyday debt tools like credit cards, the 30-100 rule is practically mandatory. It's got two vital parts. First, maximize your safety by using only 30% of your total credit limit. This actually protects and boosts your credit score. Second, and this is the absolute most important thing, always pay 100% of your outstanding monthly balance. Never roll over debt. Don't fall into the trap of just paying the minimum amount due or making partial payments. Those massive credit card interest rates will devour your wealth way faster than you can build it.
Section 5. The ultimate master budget. Tying it all together.
All right, this is where the magic really happens. This is where we synthesize all these separate rules into one cohesive daily money management system that you can basically run on autopilot. Let's look at the famous 50-30-20 monthly budgeting rule. Bringing back our friend Rishabh, earning his 1 lakh a month, a perfectly balanced month for him looks exactly like this. 50%, so 50,000 rupees, goes toward absolute non-negotiable needs, rent, groceries, basic utilities. 30%, that's 30,000, is for wants, dining out, travel, leisure. Because, hey, you have to enjoy the journey too. And finally, a strict 20%, 20,000 rupees, is locked away for savings and investments. It's clean, it's highly structured, and it practically guarantees you'll make financial progress over time.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to reflect for a second. We've gone over the car rule, the house rule, the protection sequence, the rule of 72, asset allocation, and this master budget. Take a hard, honest look at your own finances right now. Are these rules protecting your money, or is the lack of them silently draining your future? If your answer is 0, don't panic. Just pick one rule. Start there tomorrow. Wealth isn't built overnight, right? It is built one smart, structured habit at a time. Thanks for joining me today. Keep learning and keep growing.